On today's episode of Tech Companies Are Run by a Bunch of Doofuses, Spotify is officially putting their lyrics behind a paywall. Yeah, there's a monthly limit for people who are using Spotify's free version. There's a limit for that now. At some point, if you haven't already, when you get on the app and you're not signed under a premium membership, there is a pop-up that says there's a monthly limit on lyrics. Every time you tap show lyrics, it will count towards your limit. To get full access to lyrics, switch to Spotify Premium. I did a write-up on Patreon if you're interested. It's also on Medium. It's free to read, but if you want to go on Patreon and support the work that I do, that's very much appreciated, so I can write more stuff on tech companies being run by doofuses. But TechCrunch has written something that's filled with more information, whereas mine was more of an opinion piece, but also talking about accessibility. So let's see what TechCrunch has to say. Spotify has apparently found a new way to push its free users to a paid subscription. It's putting lyrics behind a paywall. Following various reports citing frustrated posts from users on Reddit, the company is quietly confirming the change, but without a direct statement. I don't know about without a direct statement because they've already said it on the app, unless they mean like they're not announcing it publicly to the internet at large and not just people who are opening the app. Instead, the company told TechCrunch simply that Spotify's features can vary over time between markets and across devices. The response indicates the change to lyrics may be more than just a test, but that Spotify isn't yet prepared to make an official announcement about affected markets. There were some indications that Spotify was heading in this direction. However, last fall, the company was spotted locking down lyrics for non-paying users. Free users who tried to access the feature would see a message that read, "Enjoy lyrics on Spotify Premium." However, at that time, a Spotify spokesperson clarified that the changes were only a test that was taking place with a limited number of users in a pair of markets. Spotify is no longer referring to the changes as a test, though it's unclear why it won't document access to lyrics as being a premium feature somewhere on its website, like on the page where users can upgrade plans or within its help documentation. That could be because the company is still testing the monthly limit on lyrics for free accounts. Free users report seeing messages that tell them every time they tap show lyrics, it counts towards the new limit. What is the limit, is my question. Spotify didn't offer any more detail about why it's now paywalling lyrics, but clearly it's a bid to push more people to its paid tier. In its most recent quarter, the company reached more than 600 million monthly active users ahead of estimates, and paid subscribers were up to 236 million plus, representing 15% year-over-year growth. However, quarterly revenue had missed analysts' expectations of 3.72 billion euros, coming in at 3.67 billion instead. So what, are y'all mad that I decided to cancel my premium subscription a couple months ago so I could save some money? Because I'm moving into a one-bedroom apartment in June? I need that $12 for my parking fee. Whether blocking lyrics will push more people to subscribe remains to be seen. You're not getting a subscription from me now. Lyrics are easily available and free via the web and in other apps that work along Spotify, like Genius, Apple Shazam, or Music Match, for example. Right, let's talk about the accessibility issue behind it. Hi, deaf people who listen to music exist, like me. Also, yes, deaf people who play music and sing and stuff, they exist. But hi, I like to listen to music. Before I had hearing aids, I would just blast that volume up in whatever headphones I had, AirPods once upon a time, blast it to max volume in my car. I still do that when I'm not wearing my hearing aids. Now, when I have hearing aids, I just connect it to my phone via Bluetooth on my iPhone, and then I still have to follow along with lyrics from time to time. Me having hearing aids now does not mean that I'm automatically understanding the lyrics that are being said. It's already a little bit difficult for me still to listen to stuff like podcasts or audiobooks or watching videos without captions because I don't always understand what's going to be said, especially because I can't see a face and try to lip read and use that to go along with the audio that's being played in my ears. Singing is even more difficult. Obviously, unless I have already learned the lyrics in the past. Sometimes I get a word or a sentence here and there, otherwise it just sounds like misheard lyrics. So to be able to have the lyrics on the same app is a good thing. It's very helpful. It's very accessible. Yes, I could, while I'm sitting here right now, I could go on go on Safari on Google Chrome and say, hi, I would like the lyrics to I would like the lyrics to this new Taylor Swift song, or Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. I can do that. Actually, here it's pretty easy because I'm just at my desktop. It's fine, whatever. But if I'm out and about, I don't want to have to go get rid of my app, move that somewhere else and then open a new Safari menu and type and then wait for that to load. Is it doable? Of course. Should I have to do that? No. What's the point when Spotify should have already given us the option, and they had before, to begin with? Why is there a monthly limit on this crap? Not only is it accessible to have lyrics in the same freaking app to begin with, people who had ADHD, auditory processing disorder, listen to me, even hearing people should have access to this. Hearing people should not even be paying for this. You know how I talk about sometimes, from time to time, or often, because this is just so common, there's a disability tax for everything. Disabled people have to keep on paying extra money for frickin' what? For more accommodations, which is annoying. But listen, hearing people do not need to be paying for lyrics either. Non-disabled people in general do not need to be paying for lyrics. Nobody needs to be paying for this. There is no reason. Last year I did a speaking engagement with Spotify. We were talking about accessibility, I'm pretty sure. Disability stuff, accessibility stuff. Now I'm not saying that the people who put together the panel and invited me have anything to do with this. I'm pretty sure they're in a different department from whoever had made the decision to do this. But I know that they had to report the panel and what was said on the panel to somebody. So somebody had to have known about the importance of having accessibility to music in the form of lyrics and whatever else. I also remember talking to them about how they would take forever to approve my friend's lyrics. So he'd have to send them to me in text, which he didn't mind. But it was just, we were so confused as to why some lyrics would take 24 hours to approve, some would take a couple of days, some had taken months to be approved for some reason. Even if it was the first song he released, it took months to approve, whereas the new songs were instantly approved in comparison. Also, having transcripts on Spotify. Do they have transcripts for podcasts yet? Listeners can see auto-generated episode transcripts on the Now Playing view and episode page in the Spotify mobile app. You can also view your transcripts in Spotify for podcasters. I imagine this is going to be more for people who already put transcripts on there, but let me see. Okay, so far I'm not actually seeing transcripts on podcasts. That's something I'll have to play around with later, and I'm not sure about. Okay, this is auto-generated episode transcripts, so I don't know. I couldn't find it. If anybody has any experience with transcripts on Spotify, please talk about that down below in the comments. There's no reason for anybody. I know I made jokes. I probably have made jokes here and there about how hearing people and non-disabled people should be paying a little bit more just for the, pay up. Tip the disabled creators and tip your disabled peers just because this is so annoying. I've made jokes about that. Although if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, I'm not going to complain. Or my OnlyFans, I'm not going to complain. But this is where I'm going to bat for you all just as much as I'm going to bat for my fellow deaf peers and fellow disabled people who should have access to this. Who? Why? Of course, when you sign up for premium, you don't have the ad. You can skip around, which is honestly something I do tend to miss because sometimes it's very annoying just having to listen to 2 minutes of ads when I just want to get to the next song, or when I just want to shuffle between songs and get to my own playlist and listen to a specific song on an album. I can't do that unless I have premium. So at least, you're not paying even more extra to just have access to lyrics. It's all included. But you shouldn't have to pay for premium to be able to get lyrics from Spotify. Who thought of this? Please send me their name. Please send me their email. I want to talk to you. I won't bite your head off. Okay, I won't. But what was your thought? I know what the thought process was. Money. They want more money. At the end of the day, that is what businesses want. I understand. I am a business. I do YouTube. I do semi-spicy content, semi-spicy cute content. So yeah, and my public speaking engagements and my writing, those are all part of a business. I am the business, so I understand. But you're not going to find me saying, hey, if you want captions to my videos, if you want a transcript to my videos, if you want image descriptions and video descriptions, and whatever the heck else I can provide to the best of my ability in regards to accessibility to my content. I'm not going to tell you to pay me extra money to have those in there. That's ridiculous. Lyrics are an accessibility tool, and you shouldn't be putting that behind a paywall. So let me know what your thoughts on this ridiculousness is down below. But speaking of paywall, if you would like to support the work that I do, again, I have a Patreon page, and for as low as $1 a month, you get updates to lots of stuff going in my life, personal, business-wise. You get free content, you get free articles and stuff sometimes, and then for higher tiers, you get other articles, personal essays, YouTube sneak peeks, and writing for books and stuff like that. So if you'd like to support the work that I do, that link is down below. Or consider becoming a channel member for extra videos in the month. Or there's a super thanks down here. It's like a tip jar on YouTube. So if you don't want to do the commitment, that's always very much appreciated. For more videos on accessibility stuff, technology, subscribe. Would love to have you, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I'll see you later.